I was contacted, I guess, a week or so, 2 weeks ago, by Miss Cynthia Soulsby, asking if she could please come to speak to Senate Bill S510. Miss Soulsby is here, and she has some of her folks with us. So if you're with that group and you want to speak to commissioners, if you'd come forward at this time. Y'all got a copy of that bill?
It's like many other bills, 200 and some pages.
I do have a full copy. I got from the government printing office, and I can make it available to you tomorrow.
If you would just state your name so that Miss Anderson can certainly get your name as we speak. Okay?
My name is Emily Dale.
Welcome, Miss Dale.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Mr.
being here.
Chairman, members of the commission, I thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak to you this evening. I first came to Macon County at the age of 7 in 1932, before most of you were born, and fell in love with it, feeling it was more home than my home in Jacksonville, Florida. I was successful in moving here permanently in 1975 with my late husband, and I believe in giving back to my community in gratitude for the benefits that I've received from it, and offered my services to the Macon County Planning Board after having served on County Development Authority Planning and Zoning Boards in my small rural county in Florida before coming here. I became chairman of the local planning board in the late 1980s and served to the best of my ability. My name then was Emily Thomas, and you would see that verified in the records. One of the wonderful early memories I have of Macon County is the roadside stands where one could buy freshly picked vegetables and fruits, delicious jams, jellies, preserved and pickled vegetables and fruits, sourwood honey, and homemade cakes and other delicacies not to be found anywhere else. More recently, I have enjoyed the Saturday tailgate and farmers market downtown and have become a member of the Wednesday Co-op, all of which has given me the opportunity to have food that is fresh, safe, and delicious right from Macon County. I've never gotten sick from any of these, as our local farmers and providers are from generations of good people who care for the land and pride themselves on producing a quality product, which is sold locally, often within 24 hours of being harvested in the case of fresh fruits. That is what the community asks. Unfortunately, all this may come to an end if a bill passes in the United States Senate, which on the surface is about food safety, but under the surface, its wording takes away our rights to choose the foods we eat and nutritional supplements we take to stay healthy. Two of our concerned citizens are with us today and wish to give information about this bill, together with their opinions of how it will deeply affect Macon County. The first is Ron Cave, whose family goes back several generations and who's a local builder and farmer of a small organic farm growing culinary mushrooms, asparagus, and rhubarb. I turn it over to Ron.
Welcome, Mr. Kay.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us.
Gentlemen. My name's Ron Cave, and both sides of my family have been here for over 7 generations. My mother's and my dad's. I don't diddle in politics. I'll leave that up to you gentlemen. And that's why you've never seen or heard from me. But this bill has brought me out because it's scary to the point of no end. The Bill 510 may be the most dangerous bill in U.S. history as far as food safety goes. It precludes the public's right to grow, own, trade, transport, and even share, feed, and eat each other, including our neighbors' food, without the FDA's approval. This to me is a very scary thing. This will also even eliminate bake sales that we use in volunteer fire departments, cheerleading outfits, and so forth and so on.
Harvest sales at the Macon County Fairgrounds.
Exactly. this bill has good intentions and was written with good intentions, but it's a very scary bill with the open ends it has, and I will definitely bring in the whole 243 pages for somebody to read here, so that they can pass this along down the line before it comes to vote, and at least put a hold on it, because it needs to be done. It's going to ruin the small farmers, and I have some figures here. 1 in 4 farms is in western North Carolina. 16 to nationally, farmers markets have grown 16 to 20% over the last 10 years. That compounds to over 200% growth, from around 402,000 to now there's over 29,000. Western North Carolina sees $28 million a year from food branded as Appalachian grown. And this figure is supposed to grow and increase to over $37 million by 2012. Let me see what else I've got written here, gentlemen. Give me just 1 second.
Would this shut down the actual farmer market?
Yes, it would.
Do you know where our current legislators stand on this?
Mr. Burr, I believe, voted for it. The thing is I've researched this quite meticulously, and the thing is it's going, both parties are all for this so far that have voted for it.
Mr. Kate, let me just interject what little I do know about it.
Okay.
It was proposed and under a safety issue.
Exactly.
It was under a safety issue, but and this was brought to our attention at the Macon County Fair Board about the harvest sale, and could we or could we not sell Ron Cape's jams and jellies, and could we, and it was suggested that the liability issues. So that's where we can go into a whole lot more. But I did look at that, and I'll tell you, I ain't never gonna read it. I was feeling
Exactly. Well, I know a
And I
lot
don't
of
think they
politicians aren't. It was all I could do to read it, because about the first third of it was in legalese and said absolutely nothing. Nothing. But the thing is I think that small farmers and growers should be, this bill just needs to be looked at a little more closely. Small farmers, it's too open-ended right now. It needs to be looked at, and people like myself need to be exempt from this. Because the rules they're suggesting, I've actually got Chris Harden, who is an environmental engineer, who says that a small farm would figure to have everything done correctly would be an additional cost of over $20,000 per farmer. And this bill also states that over the next 3 years, $850 million is to be allotted for this, with 30,000 new jobs to go in, 10,000 jobs a year, which, while we're canning teachers and getting rid of art departments, is very intelligent. That's what I mean. I don't come in here and, I'm not into bouncing politics. Don't want to be in here.
Mr.
But
Let
this
me
bill
ask
is
you,
wrong.
when I read that, it just came to my mind, and we've not had this discussion as a board, but we have, just speaking for Macon County, we sort of worry about ourselves,
Right?
what we should. We have a wonderful cooperative extension service.
Yeah.
A wonderful cooperative extension service. It seems to me that if Ron Cave or Ronnie Bill or whoever wanted to register the goods with a local extension service, you would have a pattern, you would have know where that product came from, and that's the whole thing. A lot of it was imported. If you try to read that bill, it was imported, blah, blah, whatever. But it looks to me like if you got a local extension service in a rural community, rather go throwing the blanket over the whole thing.
I didn't read anywhere in there that said that. Go to your county extension agency and register.
No, it didn't say that. I thought that probably made too much sense.
That's
made
what I
that
mean.
up.
That's what we need somebody like you to say. And we need to do it before they vote on this.
So
Whoever.
it hasn't been voted on?
No, it's not.
but it's one of the top things that's going to be voted on when they come back in session. And that's what scares me. It's too open-ended. And then,
I
you
guess
know.
millions of lives are gonna be saved every year by this bill, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, and of course, you know, since the meat industry and the large companies and the egg markets can self-inspect themselves, this law that's meant to protect us from them, it doesn't cover. So, you know, other than controlling the food that you wish to buy and sell locally, I don't see any good in the bill at all.
And here we go, we just started, you know, we just completed our first community garden, which has been an overwhelming success.
Exactly.
Not only for the people who grew the garden, but for CareNet, who benefits the families and who get a portion of the proceeds. So I don't think this, I'm just speaking for myself, but I don't see no problem with this board certainly passing a resolution, when we find out a little bit more about this bill.
Well, I'll definitely bring it to you, that you just skim over it all that's necessary.
We have a good attorney.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, excuse
Yeah, right.
me.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Mr. Cave, I know we have other
We've
folks that
only
we
been
should
allocated
speak.
15
Thank you.
minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Cave, we appreciate it.